Hello and welcome into Growth Profits Weekly, the webinar series that comes to you live every Wednesday just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, specifically to bring you ways to grow your business, grow your profit, grow your life, and do that in a way that you can enjoy the process. I'm Sean Crabtree. I'm glad to have you with me, and I'm excited to have what I think is one of the most important conversations that we can have. And that is about the struggles that you're facing on a regular basis. Let me tell you what I mean. Every day I run into business owners who are struggling because they're frustrated. They're frustrated because their team is not stepping up. They're frustrated because every single decision comes back to them and they're drowning in the minutia of decisions. They're frustrated because they feel like they're carrying the weight of the business on their shoulders and every single aspect of the business comes back to them. They're struggling because they feel like they have a whole team of people and yet nothing really gets done unless they direct it. They're struggling because they feel like they wear every single hat in the business. They're the vice president of sales, they're the marketing director, they're the bookkeeper, they're the production supervisor, they're the laborer, and it's just exhausting. And over the years, it takes a toll, and that frustration and that exhaustion turns into the big burnout. So what's the solution? Well, that is what we're going to talk about today. Anything that you watch from us, anything that you hear from us, you hear us talk about, the way that it works is be, do, have. In that order. How it is that you're being determines what it is that you do or how you behave, and that determines the results that you get to have. It goes in that order. Well, Sean, that sounds great, but that doesn't give me what the solution is. Well, here's the solution. I would submit that the be part of this, which is where it starts, always comes back to a connection to your why. We've done videos on this. If you have worked with us, you know we spend a lot of time connecting you to the why, having a big enough why. But what that why is, if you're feeling the struggles of feeling like the whole world of your business revolves around you, then answer this question. Why do you have a team of people around you? Now, I would submit that the answer to that question becomes the point of origin for everything it is that you do. If I ask you, why do you have a team of people around you? And your answer is, because I'm the boss and they're here to do what they're told to do. Then I would submit you're inviting or even cultivating the very things that are frustrating you. If you have a different answer to that, I have people around me as a team. Why? Because I want them to partner in my business. I want them to partner with me and us come together to this place of success. Consider this. Over here, we got Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer. Over here, we've got Rhonda. This is Rhonda, okay? Jennifer, the answer to the question of why Jennifer has people on her team is very specific. Because she has partners in her business to have the business and the team and everybody be as successful as they can be. Rhonda, on the other hand, Rhonda has people around her because she's the boss and they're here. Why? They're here to do what they're told to do. Let's pretend that Jennifer and Rhonda are owners of dental businesses. Yes, they may be dentists, but they are owners of dental businesses. Jennifer is very specific that why she has people around her is to partner in the growth of her business. Because of that, every single aspect of what goes on from a daily basis, the hiring processes, the implementation of what happens, answering the phone, all of those things stem from the answer to the question why she has a team of people. And because she has a team of people here strictly to partner with her in the growth, then when she needs a, let's say, front desk person, who she's looking for is someone who can come in and take ownership. She's not looking for a front desk person. She's looking for a person who can come in and own the department. So the selection, the skill sets, the mindset, the process itself of the interviewing looks totally different because of what she's looking for and because of the answer to the question why she has a team of people around her. Rhonda, on the other hand, Rhonda has a team of people around her because she's the boss and they're supposed to do what they're told. So when it comes to time to have a front desk person, Rhonda is focused on, do they have experience with things like insurance? Do they know how the schedule works? Can this person perform the tasks that I'm going to tell them to do? The selection process looks much different for Rhonda than it does for Jennifer. And when those two front desk people are hired by Rhonda and Jennifer, the day-to-day looks completely different. For Rhonda, when the front desk person has a question, she comes to Rhonda. Rhonda is leaving one operatory. She's ungloving, washing her hands, about to go into the other operatory. And the new front desk person says, "Doctor, what do I do about such and such?" And Rhonda says, this. You do this. And she goes right back into the other operatory, exhausted. Jennifer, on the other hand, same scenario. The new front desk person comes and says, "What do I do about this?" As Jennifer is ungloving, she says, "Well, remember, this is something that I expect you to own. This is your area. So what do you think you should do?" And she has that person be taking responsibility, but also being resourceful. The concept for Rhonda in this example is do what you're told. The concept for Jennifer in this example is, I expect you to come up with the answers and then we can talk about it, right? As a group. So all of that sounds good. What does it look like if you fast forward? If you fast forward 3 to 5 years in both of these examples, I would submit if you look at Rhonda 3 to 5 years later, Rhonda is exhausted. Rhonda is frustrated. Rhonda is pissed because she feels like she's just at the end of her rope. Everything, no matter how small or how big, comes back to her. Jennifer, on the other hand, 3 to 5 years later, is enjoying the process because she has an area that she's responsible for, which is the clinical aspects of dentistry and all the other things that she enjoys doing. The people around her have areas that they're responsible for, and everybody is a team, and everybody feels like they have a say, right, in what's going on. And so we're all enjoying the process at Jennifer's office. What about the team itself? In Rhonda's office, 3 to 5 years later, the people on Rhonda's team are frustrated because they feel like they have no say. They feel unfulfilled. They feel like they don't have any sort of buy-in in terms of where it is the direction of this business is going. Jennifer's team, on the other hand, feels fulfilled. They're a part of something bigger than themselves. They understand that things that they're implementing have a direct bearing on whether or not the business is successful. And they're excited about that ownership. They're excited about taking that responsibility, and they're excited about being part of something that's bigger than themselves. Okay, all of that makes sense, Sean. So what you're telling me to do is, if I'm feeling like this business is just sitting squarely on my shoulders and I'm the pivot man and everything revolves around me and I'm frustrated, then what you're telling me is I need to directly answer the question, why do I have a team of people around me? I got that. I want that. That's what I want. I want a team of people around me who takes ownership. I want a team of people around me who are partners in my business. But how does that look? I mean, what does it all mean? Well, it means that if you've answered that question and you're clear that you truly do want a team of people around you who are partners in your business, then you've got to reconnect to that at every single opportunity. Here's some steps I would tell you to do. Number one, we are at the end of a 12-game season, right? This is a great time to have this conversation. The season is over. You're about to enter a brand new season. You have 12 brand new games. This thing can look however we want it to look. If I'm you, the first step is I'm going to sit down with my team and I'm going to divide our business into different areas, not areas of tasks and doing things, but areas of responsibility. And I'm going to challenge people on my team individually. Each person is going to take a specific area, and we're going to redefine how this culture looks. So step one, allocate who's responsible for each area. Step two, challenge each of those people to answer some questions and bring a written plan to the table. What does that mean? Challenge them that this area that you're now responsible for, here's what I want you to do. I want you to figure out where's the opportunity to make that area the best that it can be and come up with a goal of something measurable, right? Number two, figure out a plan. Figure out what you think needs to happen to be able to achieve that. Number three, who do you need to be involved? Who on our team do you need to be able to get the implementation of this plan off the ground? Number four, how are you going to track it so you know it's working and what's not? And the most important one, how are you going to be responsible? What does it look like? How are you going to be responsible to make sure that everything that you've laid out in this plan is being implemented on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis? And you're looking for each person to write that out and come to the table. We've got a whole different culture now, right? We're going to divide the areas, the business into areas. We're going to have each person take an area of responsibility. And I, as the owner of the business, am going to be clear about what my area of responsibility looks like. And I'm looking for each person to come to the table and share what it is that they've written down, and we're all going to challenge it. It also means, number three, we probably have to, depending on where you are, if you've been in business for a while and you're feeling that frustration, then it may be very possible that what you need to do is to begin to redefine this culture. In the past, it may have been about bringing me things. In the future, it's about you owning things. That looks totally different. We have to redefine what being good at my job looks like, right? Being good at my job in the past may have meant being diligent about bringing questions to the owner of the business. That doesn't work anymore. In the future, being good at my job looks like coming to the table with a plan, answering those questions, right? What's my goal? What do I think needs to happen? Who do I need to get involved? How are we going to track it? And how am I going to be responsible to make sure that the implementation happens? That's what a good job looks like. It's not about simply doing tasks. It's about owning and taking responsibility for an area. And that means that all of us are going to be involved differently moving forward. That's the way that it really looks. Now, is this a tough process? It's not tough, okay, but it is different. But if you're struggling with these things, if you're listening or watching this and you're struggling with feeling like everything is revolving around you, then ask yourself, why do I have people on my team? And if the answer is because I want them to partner with me in this business, then let's shape this thing up differently. Let's start right out of the chute in the new year, redefining how all of this stuff looks, and that's what's going to have us be successful. Ask a different question, right? Do I believe that my business can be successful with one person making all the decisions? Let's say it's not even you as the owner of the business. Let's say you have a office manager. Ask yourself that question, whether it's me or somebody else. Do I believe that my business can be as successful as it possibly can be with one person making all the decisions? Or do I believe that the business can be much, much, much more successful with each person taking an area of responsibility and owning that area at the highest level and coming to the table with a plan so that we all can sort of vet that plan and so we all can support that plan at the highest level? In other words, do I believe that my business can be more successful with a group of people all being on the same page, moving in the same direction, or one person trying to drag everybody else along? If the answer is the former and not the latter, then connect with why you have people on your team and reconnect with that every single minute of every single day. I was watching something the other day. This is not only close to my heart, because we grow businesses. I mean, that's what we do at the Crabtree Group. But this is also close to my heart because I own a business. And I was watching something the other day where the question was asked very specifically, if things are not maximized in your business, who's responsible? Whose fault is it? Now, I learned this concept a long time ago. I am very clear that if my business is not the best that it can be, it is my fault. It is absolutely my fault. I've learned over the years that this business is bigger than me. This business has got to be about all of us. I know that there are things that I'm not great at. I also know that if I'm going to be as successful as I can be, if my business and my team is going to be as successful as it can be, then I've got to have people on my team who are great at the things that I am not great at. So learning those things that I'm not good at and hiring people around me who are good at those things can help me grow my business. In addition to that, if my business is only going to come back to me making all those decisions, I'm clear that it's going to be limited. If my business comes back to one person, then its growth is going to be limited by that person. So knowing what I'm not good at, that was a tough one for me. I mean, listen, entrepreneurs are a different breed. Entrepreneurs have a level of confidence. They have a level of, optimism and confidence, assertiveness. But recognizing what you're not good at and then humbling yourself to realize that your business has got to be bigger than you or bigger than one person if it's going to be as successful as it can be. That is the first step toward implementing and answering sincerely this why question. If I know that, then why do I have a team of people around me? Well, the great answer is because I want everybody on my team to partner with me and take ownership in different areas of the business so that we as a group can be as successful as we possibly can. This is not about me. This is about us. And if you go back to the conversation of Jennifer and Rhonda, over the long haul, Rhonda is going to be burned out. Jennifer is going to feel fulfilled because as the owner of the business, she has affected other people's lives, and the team and her together are moving toward a common goal. There's fulfillment in that. I mean, at the end of the day, is there any other reason, right? Is there any other reason to be successful than to be able to help people? I believe that's it. And I believe that if you partner and give people areas of ownership, but then minute by minute, day after day, focus on that why, and then behave from that place, you're going to enjoy the process much, much longer, and you won't get burned out. And part of being successful is having longevity. I mean, let's face it. If it's not fun, you're not going to enjoy it, and you're going to burn out. And if you burn out, then nobody's going to be successful moving forward. I would submit that this is one of the most important conversations that we can have. So let me challenge you moving forward. It's a great time to have this conversation. In the next couple of weeks, as you begin a brand new season of 12 new games, you've got the opportunity to have this look however it is that you want to be, that you want it to look. I believe that successful people understand anything that they desire is somehow, some way within their ability to attain. And therefore, they put all of their effort and all of their energy into discovering how, and very little energy into, can I do it, or I can't do it, or I don't think it'll work. That is off the table. If you believe that there's always a way, if you believe that whatever it is you desire is somehow, some way within your ability to attain, then put the energy on that how, and do that in the coming weeks as you begin a brand new 12-game season. Think about what it is that we talked about. Ask yourself, why do I have a team of people around me? And connect with the answer. And if the answer is because I want partners in my business, then have that meeting right out of the chute, in January. Bring your team together and divide the business into areas of responsibility, not areas of tasks to be performed, but areas of responsibility, and then challenge the people around you that moving forward, here's the way this is going to look. If you bring me a question, I'm going to ask you, what do you think the answer is? And I'm looking for you to answer it in that format, right? What are we trying to attain in your area? What is the thing that you think needs to happen? Who do you need to be involved? How are we going to track it? And how are you going to be responsible for making sure that it's implemented? We're all going to coach one another. That when you bring me a question as the owner of the business, instead of me answering it, I'm going to ask you the question, even when it's uncomfortable, or even when time is an issue, or even when I get a lot of things going on. That's how this thing is going to look. And we're going to have a regular meeting moving forward where we're going to discuss these things. You guys are going to bring these things to the table, and we're all going to challenge them to make sure that they're properly vetted, and then we're going to implement them, and we're going to challenge each other to make sure that that implementation happens. And I, as the business owner, am going to have my area of responsibility. I'm going to support you guys to have whatever you need to be able to own the areas, but I'm looking for you to come to the table with the answers to those questions. And moving forward, a good job does not look like bringing the owner of the business a question. A good job looks like being resourceful enough to bring to the table what you think needs to happen and open it up to be challenged about it. That's what's going to have you be as successful as you can be moving forward. And I believe that you deserve it. I know it sounds corny, but you know what? This is America. And in America, there are people that are dying to be able to come to this country specifically to have the opportunity. As Americans, we have the opportunity. And I know it sounds corny, but it's true. And just because it's corny doesn't mean it's not true. You have the opportunity to have this next year be the very best year ever. If it hasn't been fun in the past, connect with why do you have a team of people around you and implement those things to make it the very best that it can be. I have a challenge for you. If you see benefit in this content that we're putting out here on this webinar series or on our other videos or on our podcast or any of the things that we do me a favor and subscribe so that everything we put out on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel so that everything we put out will go directly to your inbox, and share this video to someone that you know can benefit from it. Go to our website, thecrabtreegroup.com. Jump into our email scenario so that we can keep you up to date on everything. And as a bonus for the holidays, we have a brand new video series that's all about treatment acceptance. If you want your treatment acceptance to be the best that it can be, go to our website. We have a very special offer specifically for the holidays, and I want you to be the best that you can be. I appreciate you joining me. I know this is the middle of the day. Thank you for tuning in to Growth Profits Weekly, the webinar series that comes to you every Wednesday just outside of Nashville, Tennessee, where we talk about ways that you can grow your business, grow your profits, grow your life, and do that in a way that you can enjoy the process. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and the best of New Year's for 2018. My name's Sean Crabtree. I'll see you next week.